Good Lord.
Yeah. Quick roughing up. Oh, it's heavier than it looks. Nice. Wow. Sick. Oh my gosh. Y'all, we are down in the tackle room. It is belligerently hot outside. I'm even sweating down here. It's probably 75 degrees in my tackle room in a basement right now. It's definitely 100 degrees outside. And we're not going fishing this week. It's not good for the fish. It's not good for me. It's not good for anybody to go fishing in these temperatures. But during these weeks, where it's too hot, too cold, raining, whatever, I have a whole list of projects I like to get done. And my biggest project on that list right now is to build a PVC rod tube for my kayak trailer. I see a bunch of guys with these things, they look awesome. But for me, I travel across the country with my kids and my wife and my dog in the car, and it's very crowded. And without a rod tube on my kayak trailer, we put a cardboard tube in the car and put all my rods in it. It runs down the middle of the car, rests on the dashboard. It's horrible. The kids touch it the whole time. It's always bumping me in the head. It's insane. So this will be a massively game-changing thing if we were to build this tube on the kayak trailer. We're gonna try to do it for under $200. Professionally built ones are over $1,000. It's ridiculous. So we're gonna get out there, we're gonna figure this out, we're gonna do it. I hope you guys learned something from it, because I mean, this will be a game-changing thing. I've already said that, but it's just like, you don't understand. It's such a pain moving rods around. And hopefully I can get all my rods in there without reels on them. And I'm really hoping it's big enough to be able to get a couple combos fully built and in this thing. So when I go fishing by myself, I can just get out, open this tube, pull a couple rods out, boom, I'm fishing, and I don't have to ride with them in the car either. So thank you guys for always watching. I really appreciate the support. I hope you guys learned something from this. Feel free to like and subscribe, and here we go. So as you can see, for most of my trips, this is how I keep my rods in the car. I just kind of lay them out like this, and you know, they get jumbled together and tangled up, and it's typically a big mess. They get stuck together. They're very exposed to things falling on them and possibly breaking them. So building the rod tube is going to be a really big deal in mitigating that and keeping me from breaking so much stuff and just getting things out of the way, to be honest with you. And on long car rides, I have to like feed a big cardboard tube through here or something like that, just to, you know, protect the rods without the reels on them. So on long car rides with the trailer, I'll be able to fit almost every single rod I own into the tube, and it keeps everything out of the way, and my kids can't break stuff, and you know, it just makes it for a cleaner trip. So I'm super excited about building a nice rod storage system on the trailer. To do our rod tube project, it's pretty simple what we need. We just need a few things off Amazon and at the hardware store. And essentially, I started here by just getting one of these conduit kits that you can find for $60 on Amazon. And it's just what you see on most plumber and electrician's trucks. You know, they have these long PVC tubes with the ends on them. And it's a really simple kit. It just snaps on the PVC. You just screw it in with a couple things, use some sealant, and you got it on there. And along with the pipe and this, you know, the pipe was $40, 10-foot long PVC, 6-inch wide pipe, this stuff right here, that was 40 bucks from Lowe's. And then you got this right here, 60 bucks off Amazon. And that's like pretty much 90% of what you need to build this rod tube. The next thing I got off Amazon was some butyl, it's called butyl sealant tape. It's this like puttyish like stuff they use to put like windshields on and stuff. It's really good for sealing up things. So I'm going to use that to seal the ends on from the inside. I think it's going to work really well. And that was only, let's see here, $10 off Amazon. So the butyl tape, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, was 10 bucks off Amazon, and that's what we're going to use to seal the ends of this tube together. I also grabbed a little thing of sealant, some silicone sealant, you know, that was like 8 bucks from the hardware store. I didn't go super cheap. I got the GE stuff. I like this stuff a lot. I just wanted to use this on the outside of the tube to add a little bead around the ends of the, you know, the pipe kit we bought. Then I was concerned with if I slam my brakes or hit my brakes too hard, my rod sliding forward in the tube. The tube ends that we bought with the kit are already padded in some way, but I bought some extra 1/4 inch, 6-inch squares with adhesive on the back padding. This stuff was only, let's see here, the extra foam was only $11. So this stuff, I'm just gonna peel a couple of these off, cut the corners off, and stick them at the ends of these tubes, just to give it a little extra padding so my rods don't slam into things and break so easily. And you know, to make the whole thing look nice and professional and pretty, we wanted to get some spray paint and just paint that tube black. So I've got some universal Rust-Oleum, you know, bonding primer, and that was only $11. And then I bought some Krylon Fusion, it's matte black spray paint for plastic, essentially, paint and primer. And that was only, let's see here, $7 a tube. So we got 3 cans of this and 2 cans of this. So this was $21 for all this. And this was $14 for the 2 cans of the primer. So, you know, it's pretty cheap to just grab a couple cans of this stuff and make your project look so much more professional. So guys, everything we need is right here, outside of the PVC tubing that was 40 bucks. And all in all, we're at $172 for this rod kit. And, you know, to professionally built rod tubes that are $1,000, $172 is nothing. So what a steal, and it's gonna look great. First step in making this rod tube is to cut this piece of PVC to the length that we need it to be. So this is a 10-foot piece of PVC. We need it to go to 8 feet 3 inches. My longest rod is 8 feet, but I want to give myself a bit of a buffer today in case I mess something up, so I'm adding 3 inches. We'll see what happens. Tape measure, let's see here. There we go. Got my dry erase marker just to make a little mark. 8 foot. 1, 2, 3. 99 inches. So I just measured, oh, I'm sorry. I just mowed my grass, so there's grass all over this pipe, which is fine. But I just want to let you guys know what's going on, you know. I wanted it to look nice for the video and didn't anticipate everything to look nice for the video and didn't anticipate the grass shavings. And also I put this white paper down, this photography paper we usually use, just to keep the plastic I'm about to saw, I'm about to sand this thing, I'm about to paint it, so just to keep that off on. 99. All right, here we go with the sawing. Let's see, I got my hacksaw here. I read that was the best way to do it. You know what? Let's measure twice, cut once, just to be sure. Yep, 99. I mean, guys, it is blazing hot out here right now. I'm trying to keep myself somewhat in the shade. And I mean, I take these times to make things like this when it's so hot out. Because I mean, I'm not going fishing today. I'd have a heat stroke if I went fishing. So I'm just kind of scoring this thing. Oh my gosh, man. I am like shower wet right now. Good Lord. Yeah. Oh, thank God. Oh, we got through it. Man, that was tough. It seems like it didn't take long, but boy, it felt like a long time. All right, y'all, next thing we're gonna do, and I had to take that white paper up, it was blinding me from the sun. It's a little bit later in the day now too. I'm gonna take some 220 grit sandpaper and just kind of rough this whole thing up, just so that the primer sticks a little bit better. Just a quick roughing up just to take the shine off this PVC and take the, you know, labels off and stuff, and get all this grass off too.
a quick roughing up. I guess I don't really need to take the labels off because I'm painting it, but I will rough it up. Just a big once over. Next step in this process is to prime this tube with some gray primer, universal bonding primer, just to make that black paint we're putting on later stick even better. So I'm just going to add a coat of primer to this. I'm trying to keep it from rolling too much. But we're going to put this primer on, just a coat on this side, then we're going to roll it in an hour or two and coat the other side. This is actually one of the more fun parts. Okay, it is later in the day and we're back to painting the primer on. The other side is dry. I laid the white paper back out again. It is very bright and reflects all the heat into my face out here, but we're just gonna go ahead and paint the other side. Okay, y'all, we are on day 2 of this project, and today we're gonna paint this tube black. Yesterday it was so blazing hot out here. I have not sweated like that in ages. Kind of felt like I got heat stroke, but I'm glad to have a project to do like this while we can't fish. But today we're just gonna knock this out with some black and let it dry and really cure, and then we'll start attaching it to the boat and putting the ends on it. It's looking really good though. I'm super excited about it. I put some bricks out here to keep the pipe from rolling around too much, and I'm trying not to get the paper stuck to it too much, but I think we're doing okay. All right, we're gonna let this first coat dry. I'm trying not to soak it too much so it doesn't get all over the paper and stuff, because yesterday we had a bunch of paper stuck to it. But I think I'm doing okay at that. But let's let this guy dry out, and we'll come back and do another coat on the other side later today. Okay, now we're gonna paint the other side of this thing. This thing is hot, man. It is at least 100 degrees out here right now. All right, so we got a good coat on here. I might actually put a little bit too much on here, but we're just gonna let this sit for like an hour and a half and then roll it and do it again. So we're moving along nicely today. It's not even the afternoon yet. All right, y'all, it's been a few days. The paint on the rod tube we have here is cured. I threw all my kayaks up on the trailer here to just see, you know, what it would be like if I had everything on the kayak trailer. And I put these little tennis balls on my kayak so my kids don't clock their heads on these sharp edges. I wanted to see how the tube fits under here with everything on the kayak trailer, you know, like if I'm fully loaded down. And I'm pretty sure I want to do it on the driver's side. And, you know, I just want to see how everything fits. So we're going to start putting this thing actually on the boat. So I'm really excited about this. All right, so first and foremost, I'm going to open our kit up. You know, it's basically a conduit kit for the top of a, you know, electrician or plumber's car to hold pipes and stuff like that. But I had a concern about the ends of this. There's already a good deal of foam padding in here, but I do want to throw just a little bit more of the stuff I got off Amazon in there. It's just a 1/4 inch foam pad. And, you know, I can just cut the corners off here and just kind of tape it in there. It has adhesive already on it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Kind of hold this up against this. Cut the corners. It doesn't have to be fancy, you know. We're just trying to get some padding in here. There's a little lock in here. I gotta kind of cut around. Let's see. Just doing some real simple little visual math here. Boom, boom, boom. Cut that out. Boom. So we got a lot more padding to fit in there. I'm gonna try to do 2 layers. Let's see how this is. Wow. Ooh, that's sticky. Let's see. There we go. Boom. That added a ton more padding to this thing. I just wanted to kind of eyeball these brackets and see how much leniency I have here with this thing when it's actually up. Let's see. Oh, it's heavier than it looks. Oh yeah. Just want to make sure this stuff doesn't interfere in any way, you know? Oh yeah, that's gonna be fine. We're gonna bring it all the way far over here as we can. There we go. Yeah, it's gonna be great. Okay, cool. This should go pretty fast, but honestly, I want to attach the ends to the tube before I even try to mount it. Okay. So what I'm really gonna do here is I'm gonna take some of this butyl tape. I think I'm saying butyl, right? This gooey stuff. It's really cool, actually. It's so weird. It's like this goo. It's what they use to keep like windshields on cars and stuff. It's like tacky, sticky stuff. But I'm gonna like just do a quick little bead of it around the inside of this guy right here. That way it's gonna have a waterproof seal inside as we seat into the pipe. So I'm just gonna cut off a length of it, which that should be enough for sure, something like that. It's so hot out here, this stuff is like melting apart. Here, let's see. Take some of that. I actually think it's a little too much, too thick, if you will. So I'm gonna thin it out a little bit and kind of flatten it. And you know, guys, you know, when we do these projects, it's all about learning and, you know, being handy and trying things. So it doesn't have to be like, nothing has to be perfect. You know what I mean? And we're already saving money doing this, so it's just like, just experiment, have fun with it. Don't get so serious and tweaky about it. Nothing too crazy, you know? Just enough to make a waterproof like that. You see that? Just kind of gooing it around. Got the butyl wax in them. Pretty cool. And what I'm gonna do is, let's do the back first. I'm just gonna slap this bad boy on there. Let's see. Like that. Oh yeah, it feels good. I'm really giving it a good push. Really seal it in there. Okay, so now we're gonna take the business end of this guy. Cleaning some butyl wax off of it already. Take the business end of this dude. And we're gonna stick it on here. And I kinda want, let's see, let me think this through. I want to be able to open this like that from the top and have it flop down. You know what, actually, I'm gonna do it like, no, I'll do it like this so that when I open the rod case, it opens like this. Oh, it's locked. It's gonna flop down like this. That way I'm not always like lifting it up, you know? Take this guy, follow the wax on it, the butyl seal, if you will, and we're just gonna stick it on there. I'm gonna actually really give it a good push. Bang on it. I'm just gonna give it a quick pop open and look at how everything's opening up, just to be sure I'm not missing something. Yeah, I like it. Make sure it's all lining up. Yeah, it's really hard. This definitely needs to be screwed on here. There. I'm already loving this thing, man. This is cool. So we're just gonna tack this thing in here. And like I said, we're using the longer screws on this side so that we can do something about the longer screws. Put silicone on them. There we go, 1. There we go, 2. Man, this thing is so hot in my hands. My God, my cameras are overheating. And like I said, it's not even as hot as it was last week. I'm getting pretty acclimated to it, but I can see how you can almost die out and stuff. There we go. 3. And the last one. Okay, cool. That's one side. It's all in there pretty tight. And essentially, we're gonna do the same thing on both sides, except like I said, we're gonna use the shorter, the shorter screws on this side so that, I can't get to these and there's sharp points on them, but at the very least, they'll be short on this side and not damage the rods as easily, Okay, cool. Those are on there now. Okay. For kind of a trickier part to do alone is we're gonna kind of lift this rod tube up and loosely put it on. And I've kind of already prepped one of them. Now I wanted to get a kit that I didn't have to drill through my trailer crossbars, because I want this to be something I can add on and remove. So, essentially, 2 bolts, 2 washers. Essentially, we're gonna do this. We're gonna get it up and loosely attach it to this, and then we're gonna put more of it on. Y'all, it is blazing hot. I guess I could have not worn, all black. But it's my favorite color. Oh, a merciful cloud is rolling through. I'm just gonna lift this guy up and get it just tacked on there, loosely. We're not gonna go too crazy tight yet. We're just gonna get it on there so that we can then slide this thing around and find where we really want it on the trailer. You think you're gonna beat the heat with these at-home projects, going fishing, not getting out there and going fishing and beat the heat, and then you end up being even more hot at your own house. But at least I can go inside and cool off in a reasonable time, Thankfully, a merciful cloud has covered us in some shade for a second, because I was about to lose it there for a second. Anybody can do this, guys. If I can do this, you can do this. Because I am not that handy at all. Washers on. You really should have 2 people helping with this, or at least in one. Oh, see, you should have another person here with you, but I don't. Like usual, I don't really want to have to wait for anybody, so I just do things. It makes it a lot harder, but still get to do it. It's like fishing a lot, you don't get it's really hard to find a fishing buddy as dedicated as you are to it. So you just get out and do it all on your own. Which, I'd love to have a fishing buddy that would go with me as much as I do and help with the filming. That would be awesome, but it's just not how it goes sometimes. You gotta do these things alone. Just get it done, right? Thankfully, this company sends extra hardware because I've already lost a washer just now in the grass here somewhere. I'm sure I could find it, but I got a spare one. Put this washer on. I'm gonna have to slide this thing back and center it, and then I'll go grab a wrench and we'll socket wrench and we'll just do it all up. I'm looking at this thing on here, and I'm kind of liking it being more front weighted where more of the pipe is up front. Before I was concerned with it hanging all, being all level, evenly spaced hanging off the back and not. But I don't see any reason why it can't stick out of the front more. I'd rather do that because if I'm going around with my trailer off if I'm going around with my boat off and I have nothing on the trailer but the tube is sticking out of the back and someone could hit it, I am going to put some reflective tape on this tube just so people can, another thing for people to see. But I'm kind of thinking I'm going to leave it like that. It won't stay there right now because we're on a hill. I've gone about as far as I can with the socket wrench, unfortunately, because I just don't have that, like a long bit for it. But we just have a little further to go with this. And we're just gonna kind of tighten each bolt until it gets there. It's a bummer we don't have that long jaw. Not long jaw, but like a deep socket. But we got it pretty far. Every turn with the socket wrench we did saved us the energy, so it's already almost there. See, this is why I put my kayak on here too. You see how it's getting pretty close to the bottom of this. So that's concerning, but not a huge deal, because honestly, we do need to slide it over a good bit. Yeah, see? Measure twice, y'all. You can really just slide this all the way over like that. I don't want it to get so tight on one side that I can't go back and adjust the back or the front, to what I want it to be. So I'm just kind of doing front to back. The wrench really isn't that bad, it's just taking a little longer. Whew. Like I said, it's very thankful it's cloudy out right now. Just a few more little cranks on the front guy and we got this thing on here. Okay, this is all looking pretty awesome to me at this point. I mean, I still got to add a little silicone to the front and back here, and I'm going to drill a couple little weep holes in here, but for the most part we are pretty much there, and I'm really happy with this. Guys, if I can do this, anybody can. I'm telling you, I'm one of the most unhandy people in the world, and you guys are probably screaming at me too about something I missed or blah 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 or whatever, but this is a big deal for someone like me to be able to do this. I love this thing. It's gonna revolutionize my travel. Okay guys, we're about to wrap this project up today. We got a little bit rained out yesterday and actually pretty much saved us from having heat stroke. So we're back out here this morning. Everything's all dried out and we're just gonna add some silicone around here and around here just to seal this thing up completely. And we're gonna drill a couple weep holes in the bottom of this, little 1/8 inch weep holes, just so if water is to get in these, like you put wet rods and stuff into it or whatever else, it will get the water out of it. But I'm just gonna drill like maybe 3 or 4 little weep holes along the bottom. But other than that, we're pretty much done and we're gonna test her out and see how it looks. And I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. It's pretty awesome. All right guys, we're gonna add a little silicone in here. I got some just GE, so I like this silicone a lot. I use it around my house. It just seems to be a little more quality than the other ones. But we're just gonna insert the tip into here and we're just gonna fill in any gaps and just seal this whole edge right here, just to be double safe. There is a pretty large gap right here that I really wanna be sure to get some into. Just really squeezing it in there. It's a little bit, I think the pipe might have warped a touch. I actually enjoy doing like sealing and caulking. I don't know, there's something kind of relaxing about it. There we go. A little more right here. Trying to make it look nice, but really it's just the utilitarian purpose of it to seal it all up at the ends. It just makes it so much better. And then we'll just do exactly the same thing over here. Just really get it in there. This side doesn't have as many gaps for some reason. To tell you the truth, I kind of want to do a little dap around these screws too. Just a little sealant around them. Just a touch, you know, just to be sure it's tight. It doesn't matter if water gets in here, I just don't want a ton to get in here. It's okay if it does though, but I can do some stuff to kind of prevent it. One last little thing I want to do to this thing before we're finished is add in just a little silicone. I don't know if you can see this, but there's like where the screws go in, there's just a little spike on each of these little areas, and I just don't want to rip my hand open with those. It's like a millimeter, and I just feel like a little silicone on top of each of these will act as a plug to protect my fingers, you know? So I'm just going to do a dab on each one. And like, you know, this can always be easily removed too. It's nothing permanent. And I thought about using a Dremel tool to remove these screws, you know, like just kind of cut off the tips. But then I don't want to make it so, you know, it doesn't have as much bite as it needs to hold this end cap on. Okay, I'm gonna punch some little weep holes in this thing with just a 1/8 inch bit. I'm just gonna put 3 in it, just in case water gets in here, or, you know, my rods are really wet and they get water in here. Anyway, I just want somewhere for the water to vent out, you know, be it by gravity or be it by, you know, evaporation and coming out the bottom. So we're just gonna put one about 12 inches back right here at the lowest point possible. So like there. That. There's one. Okay, one weep hole's going right here. Oh, my bit got stuck. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're gonna put another weep hole roughly in the center here. You know, this is all just to let water out, guys. I mean, it's nothing too crazy about it. Just in case any water gets in here, we're gonna make sure it can get out. Nice, and these are just little 1/8 inch holes, and I'm just doing 3, so it won't be a crazy thing to let a ton of water in here. It will just let water that accidentally gets in here out. Let's see, one of them's gonna go right here. The lowest point possible. And we'll just let gravity do the work. There we go, cool. That will let some water out. Awesome. All right, it's time for the moment of truth. And I kind of want to see, first of all, primarily, I really wanted this thing to be able to fit like my rods in here, most of all. Because when I travel places, very long distances with my family and stuff, I have to put like a giant cardboard tube in my car. So to have something that fits like my biggest musky rod just like this is unbelievable to me. It's like just such a game changer. Let's see what else fits in there. Okay, let's see here. We already got a musky rod in there. Let's jam this dude in there. Oh man, so cool. Just a place to put your stuff, man, and have it not in the car, amazing. I just can't tell you how helpful this is all gonna be. Boom. Boom. I mean, come on. All right, let's see how this one fits in there. This bait caster setup. Wow, sick. Oh my gosh. That is awesome. Thank goodness. I can do stuff like this where I take one rod, feed it in here like this, right? Slide that guy in there. Boom, backwards. And then boom. Slide this guy in there. And just stack rods in there like that. That's awesome. Thank goodness. And then, like I said, most importantly, you know, just being able to fit these raw rods in without reels on them, holy smokes, game changing. Look at that. Oh my gosh, thank goodness. We've also gone ahead and made the investment into some rod socks finally. I'm getting tired of, even when we stack all this stuff together in the car, it gets stuck together, and putting them in a rod tube together, I can't imagine how stuck together everything's gonna get. So it's really cool to have something, wow, it's amazing to keep everything kind of smooth and together, you know? Y'all, I can't tell you how happy I am with this tube. Being able to move all my rods around the country without putting a giant cardboard tube in my car or just having them laying out everywhere is amazing. And being able to go on my day outings with about 2 or 3 setups packed into this thing is game changing. Just to not have all that stuff in my car and worrying about it and breaking rods and stuff like that. Putting the rod sleeves on them is also, or rod socks or whatever you want to call them, is also really a game changing thing. So this thing was really easy to build, you guys. Like, if I can do this, you can do it. And in my description, I have listed everything that I used to build this and links to it on Amazon, so feel free to look at that. I mean, like I said, if I can do this, you guys can do it. There's a million different variations of this rod tube, lengths, widths, everything. I chose 6-inch because it worked for my trailer, but you can go even bigger or even smaller. So, you know, just get out there and make stuff, guys. It's really fun doing this stuff. It was way cheaper than a professionally built rod tube, and it does just the same job as it would do any other purchased rod tube. So, y'all, thank you for joining me on this. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next adventure.